Can you tell me what are the similarities or the commonalities between all these products? Yes, the 1958 Ford Edsel, the famous McDonald burgers, the Arch Deluxe burgers in 90s, as well as the Sony Betamax of the early 70s. The answer is these are all the classical examples of failed products thanks to their wrong pricing. All these products were overpriced, and in spite of being superior to their competitors, these products end up failing. All these products have become legendary case studies in prominent marketing books and are being taught in Harvard and Cambridge. So the critical takeaway from these examples is that the corporate world has understood how important the pricing can be. Pricing wars have been fought, be it in airlines or soda companies, and will always continue to do so. But this exact science is developing and will continue to develop in pricing the products to perfection. It is very critical for success for any particular thing. It could be a concert, it could be a convention. It's very important to price the advertising space, the tickets for these convention, and everything else. Hey guys, this is Puneet Rastogi, the founder of CryptoCrunch, one place where crypto investors go to for more knowledge and higher profits. If you already haven't, I would request you to please subscribe to my channel. And if you think this video added any value to you, please give it a thumbs up. In this video, I will be telling you how the corporate world is going head over heels for cryptocurrencies. I will show some of the top conventions that are about to begin and the maddening advertising prices and the ticket prices that they are basically demanding. All this basically proves one simple point, and that point is that the cryptocurrencies are here to stay. The big corporates, the big organizations have identified it, but common people like you and me, are basically panicking and planning to get rid of our old holdings and exit from cryptocurrency space. In my last video, I had shown how all the big countries and the top banks and top organizations of these countries are in secrecy creating massive infrastructure build-up. These build-up are basically going to drive the future investments in cryptocurrencies. And when that happens, the prices of prominent and clean cryptocurrencies are going to rise off to the roof. So stay tuned, guys. Now, while there are several conventions and multiple meetups that are happening all over the world in prominent cities, and trust me guys, most of them are being absolutely jam-packed, be it for advertising or be it for the ticket sales. Let's discuss about the creme de la creme of all the blockchain and Bitcoin conventions, and that is the Consensus 2018. It's about to happen in New York from May 14th to May 16th. Now, exactly 1 year back, sometime in the last week of May, when it happened in New York, the prices for cryptocurrencies went haywire. Prices for Ethereum, Neo, Ripple, they basically skyrocketed. They went to a different level altogether. And a lot of people say that this was a prime reason wherein the academia basically convinced the financial folks to start driving money into the cryptocurrency world. And that's where the market cap basically swelled like anything. So it's predicted that this kind of impact will happen again. But this video is not to prove that point. The point I'm trying to prove is what is the amount of money that corporates and the big companies are willing to shell out for advertising in such a convention. So if I go to the register page, you basically see the ticket pricing. You'll see that the least amount that you would have to, anyone would have to shell out would be $1,000, $999, guys. This is purely for universities and students and research faculty. If you are a government employee, after showing your government employee valid IDs, you can shell out another $1,000 for this. If you are a small time enterprise or a majority rate enterprise, you would have to shell out anything like $2,500. Any industry startup will get some kind of discount, and it's around $1,800. So guys, this is maddening. $1,000 just for a ticket entry is massive. Understand that, guys. So I'll do the match later on the screen for you guys, but let's go to its prospectus, sorry. The prospectus is for 2018, but all the data, the disclosed data, the prices have been disclosed in this consensus prospectus for 2017, right? So let's first think about the attendance, the ticket sale. When it happened in 2015, there were 400 people who attended it. In 2016, it was 1,400. In 2017, it was 2,700. And now in 2018, it is estimated to be 4,000 plus. So if I assume that only the college professors and students want to attend this, or maybe some government officials, let's just assume that the minimum ticket price is $1,000, right? Let's assume that nobody wants to participate from the industry or the corporate world. A sale of 4,000 estimated tickets would take the revenue generated to $4 million, guys. That's a huge amount of money for a small time convention. Understand the importance of this convention. Just a year ago, it was 2,700 people attending. A year before that, 1,400. So understand, see what's happening, guys. I always keep on saying, follow the money. Always follow the money trail. See where the big money is heading. Now let's be amazed. So here are some stats. I'm going to keep the link in the description. You can go and check out the prospectus yourself. You can see how many people are attending from which part of the world. Right, guys? But just to amaze you again, just have a look at it, guys. Citibank. Who were all the sponsors of 2017? Citibank was one of them. Deloitte, Microsoft, EOS, IBM. Here are some prominent names for 2017 convention. Right, guys? And just after this convention happened, see the massive pull-off, the change in pricing for all these cryptocurrencies. EOS, which was not yet released back then, but was about to get released. An ICO of EOS was supposed to get launched soon. Dash had a massive change. Ripple skyrocketed. So there are several things. There are companies like Hyperledger. You can see Fidelity Labs. You can see IT companies like Accenture. Right, guys? So there were several sponsors back then. You can see other IT companies like Cognizant. Ethereum Alliance was a part of this advertising as well. They were sponsors, the Block 2 sponsors basically. So a lot of companies sponsored and a lot of companies saw success in it. They were able to showcase how their projects are different. Civic, another big, huge success of this period. They were basically at that point of time able to convince the financial markets or tell them their story. How is their project going to benefit the world, and does their project actually have some kind of merit in it? And they saw this kind of benefit. They saw the money being driven in. They got all the funding required for their projects, and everyone basically made money in it. Have a look at this name, guys. SONM. SONM was just into initial state at that point of time 1 year ago, and ICO was not out back then. Now let's look at the staggering amount of sponsorship back then in 2017. The title sponsorship was for $150,000. That's a massive amount of money back in 2017, guys. Deloitte was the one who had the title sponsorship. Here are some other sponsorships. A simple kiosk was for $10,000. A raw exhibit space, $12,500. Booth, $14,500. And these are not exclusive. There are multiple companies with all these things which you can possibly invest. A sponsored pavilion, $25,000, guys. Speaker's dinner, $30,000. A sponsored reception, $30,000 per day. A coffee sponsor, simple, a coffee sponsor having a small advertising space on their coffee cup was for $30,000 per day, or a $75,000 lump sum. That's staggering amount of money, guys. Right, here is one of the sample coffee sponsor. A roundtable session was for $20,000. Here, what you can see, Just look at the commotion, look at the footfalls. Industry job fair, photo booth, $50,000. So go through this prospectus, guys. Understand, just 1 year ago, there was such a large amount of money which was being thrown in, and everything, all the sponsorship was basically full to the brim. The point that I'm trying to make is, why is all this happening? These are corporate geniuses. They know the importance of correct pricing. They know how much can they actually get from the corporate world, how much will their advertisers actually pay them, and still they're keeping these kind of prices. And in spite of these kind of prices, all their advertising space is basically getting fulfilled. Why is that happening? I'll bring you to another huge question. Now, you did notice that the sponsors of 2017 were basically people like Deloitte. Now, have a look at the title sponsor again. The title sponsors for this year's consensus convention is again Deloitte. Right, guys? Then again you see names like Accenture, IBM, Arc, Pillar, Vechain. All these names are reoccurring. Why is that? Because they saw success. Their investments of $150,000 or $100,000 or $200,000 basically gave them returns of higher information, more influx of money, more influx of talent, because the developers became aware about prominent projects and how successful and important and life-changing these projects are. They basically tried to apply for these companies, and they got the talent driven into such companies. So be it money, be it the talent, they saw success, and that is why they're coming again. You see Deloitte, Octagon, they're spending massive amount of money for advertising space because they're going to drive that kind of investments in them. Right, guys? And that brings me to another possible price appreciation of few coins. And that's the reason I told you, have a look at one thing, guys. There's only one cryptocurrencies which is a title sponsor this time, and that is SONM. When a company is spending this kind of money for advertising, they are going to get the lion's share of advertising space. They will be in your face. They'll be right showing their all the prospects, all their key criteria being met, all their timelines, everything, to massive numbers of investors, to prominent investment banks and investment firms. What will happen? Possibly they can drive some major investment, some major or key company can get interested in them and drive their prices to the sky. And that's the reason, have a look out for SONM after this convention. If you get SONM cheaply before this convention, if the market is panicky, pick up such SONM, guys. I would say the same thing about Ripple, Qtum, Vechain. More prominent their sponsorship, more face time will these companies get. By the way, Circle, which is the Goldman Sachs company which has recently purchased Poloniex, is also one of the sponsors. Aeon, should love this coin actually. You see Ethereum again is one of the sponsors. Dash. There is a reason you see these names coming up again. And again, financial firms like KPMG, which is a massive investment in a financial firm. CME Group, again, another big name. FBG Capital, another huge name. Pierre Nova. All these people are basically advertising because it's a win-win for both. Not only the cryptocurrency and the technological space, but also for the financial space. They get to buy these currencies, these projects cheaply. And when the price appreciate, they basically make massive amount of money from these cryptocurrencies. So what all these news and the convention and maddening prices of tickets and advertising space of this convention indicate to you guys is that corporate world is willing to spend abruptly huge amount of money into cryptocurrency space. There is a reason why they are willing to come back again year after year spending similar kind of money. It's only because they have made money in the past. At the same time, the marketing geniuses of consensus, they know what will be the demand and what will be the actual price or roughly price that they can demand for their advertising space. So understand this thing, guys. If the corporate world is willing to spend so much money into something that you and I are thinking is going to fall or crash or end, why are they doing so? Why will they spend so much money into all these cryptocurrencies when they're bound to get doomed? That's the reason I keep on saying, guys, knowledge is power, and try and follow the money trail. These are the actual reasons why I personally think that the cryptocurrency future is bright and we are here to stay. What I also would want to point out through this video is have a look out at the projects that I just discussed. Keep an eye on cryptocurrencies like SONM, Ripple, Ethereum, Qtum, Vechain, several of the names that I've just told you. You can go to the site, have a look at yourself, understand this thing, guys. If they can basically get one good investor, one big company associated with them, that can skyrocket their prices. That gives us a good opportunity to buy them cheaply today, hold for good 2 to 3 months, and see their prices skyrocketing. If you already haven't, guys, stay tuned and subscribe to my channel for all these fundamental based news with proofs. I do not abruptly give out any kind of information without giving you proofs for it. Stay tuned, guys. Have a great day wherever you are. Have a wonderful morning, wonderful afternoon, or a great evening. I'll see you guys soon.